This is the Corporal Larry E. Smedley National Vietnam War Museum, and we're going to take a look at the grounds where they have displayed many military equipment, air and land, and we're going to view the museum as well. So come join us. This memorial is dedicated to our fallen sons. This is the Boots on the Ground wall. It was dedicated in 2014. This memorial is dedicated to the canine heroes. Those dogs who gave their lives in the service of our country. Army truck transporting infantry. It's probably vintage 1960s Vietnam era. Another Army transport truck. The interior of this transport vehicle. This is a Bell UH-1, more popularly known as a Huey. This particular Huey does have the medical insignia on the side. This is a view up front inside the Huey, the cockpit area, and used for many purposes, transporting troops airborne, and also medical evacuations. This is the fuselage of an Army C-7A Caribou. We'll take a look inside. Head up front. It's a two-pilot antique control. This is a Navy A4 Skyhawk. Look at the tiny fuselage, the very tight compartment for the pilot. This is the Beechcraft T-34 Mentor. It's a training aircraft. And looking from the rear, it's a two-seater. This is a patrol boat river, more commonly known as the River Rat, armed with twin machine guns on the front and used in the diverse river systems in the Vietnam War. In the back of the River Rat is an additional machine gun. This is a military utility tactical truck. For transporting a squad or so of infantry quickly. Now this vehicle appears to date more towards the era of the Gulf War. It includes rocket launchers and may have been used in Iraq. Army Jeep, and this is mounting a 30 caliber machine gun. Another Army Jeep. No machine gun on this one. Pulling a trailer. Some heavy machinery here. It's a lift. Cargo boxes, anything that needs to be moved. This is an M113 armed personnel carrier, an APC. It's a very heavily armored, tracked vehicle with a machine gun. Insulated by steel. This is a trench bunker, and this would give safety in times of artillery bombardments. As well as a lookout post. Now we're going to go inside. And beyond the bunker is the bar, serving refreshments every weekend. A shaded pavilion on the hill. We're gonna go inside and visit the museum. This is a portrait of Corporal Larry E. Smedley, for whom the museum is named in honor of, and he was a Medal of Honor recipient. This is called the Missing Man Table, for those who did not make it back from war. And above that is a POW in a very tense and actually torturous environment, which happened in Vietnam. A collection of handguns, Walther P38, Luger. On the front lines of the crossbow war. And in Southeast Asia, some primitive tribes use these crossbows to hunt or defend themselves. In this case, on the top we have a M14, the M16, used in Vietnam, the M79 at the bottom. A bugle. A lost 60 millimeter. This is a M60 machine gun, and then various shells of different calibers, some very large, 81 millimeter mortar. And some other canisters. And some Navy 40 millimeter shells. Side by side here we have a 155 millimeter artillery shell and a 105 millimeter howitzer shell. A collection of all sort of baggage and some repair kits, helmets, canteens, blankets. And here's some sandals, a spade, gas mask, water canteens, might be night vision, food kits, trays, pork sausage patty, maple flavor. And the armaments of the other side. Got the Chinese Type 53 rifle at the top and the AK-47 underneath that. North Vietnamese army belt with accessories. Some Chinese hand grenades. It's very interesting. Vietnamese pith helmet, a couple of them. Just a standard North Vietnamese cap and another pith helmet. A Russian RPG-2. Here's a collection of radios. And other communication devices, telephones, field telephones. And a flag, the Maguire's incident off of Cambodia after the Vietnam War. An army nurse with some of the equipment that they would use. Set of boots, and a wounded soldier on a stretcher. A couple of M16s on his belly. This is a Browning. It's a 50 caliber machine gun. So pretty powerful weapon. and various Army uniforms. And this looks like this belonged to Sergeant Perry. And this man would have served as a communications director, possibly. And he's got the telephone, he's got the camera, and he's got the mail slots. And some dressier uniforms and camouflage. POW missing in action, you are not forgotten. Dress uniform. This flag with the 76, this was hand sewn by a veteran while recovering in a Tampa hospital. This is a miniature diorama of a fortified camp. Show some details here. People went through some great lengths to construct this. The watchtower in the center of the camp. Wooden helicopter pad. Probably got very muddy at times. Got a tank in a strategic place. Some Vietnamese dress, including the black and a POW wreath. And I believe this viewer here is from the USS Wichita. May have been a cruiser. And an aviator seat. Full aviator's uniform. And other helmets. This is an aircraft bomb. It's a 150-pounder. Some powerful camera. And a high-altitude Air Force helmet. This part of the museum is dedicated to Operation Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom. Gas masks. Vintage magazines. This flag was flown 1 year after the September 11th tragedy in front of the, I guess, the local funeral home here. Now it's encased for preservation. Some other Desert Storm era uniforms. An aviator's helmet. And this room is the library and contains a lot of military history books for research.